Good afternoon. I'm coming back before you again on March the 3rd, 2023, with another word from God, Father God's heart, something that He has spoken to me this morning. And I'm going to get right into it. It's not long, so I won't be very long. But He says, I'm considering moving you to see many things in the atmosphere over problems and situations concerning people and how they are receiving information about this coming disasters. This storm will form over the fallout of capitalism and revenue. There's many things to see in this storm, many things to release into the atmosphere. Change must come to those I have put into position to overturn systems of corruption. I'm moving to cause a turnaround in this area. There must be open communications with those that are not allowing for change. It's time to overthrow these systems and cause a fallout in this area. I'm not stopping with just this area. I'm moving about to change the course of many other systems. I'm not leaving anything unturned. Focus on revenue in the form of Adobe books. These books holds the key to unlock the safe place, where these systems are hidden and many are not aware. Continue to pray over the situations as we have covered many things. Continue to pray over it all. And so Father God has been speaking this morning about covering many things as far as it covers the economics. And so I'm not really for sure how to look at this about revenue in the form of Adobe books when it comes to the United States economy. I'm not for sure about that. So that's an area where I'm going to really have to do some interceding and praying to get the understanding of what Father God has spoken about. Focus on revenue in the form of Adobe books. These books hold the key to unlocking the safe place where these systems are hidden and many are not aware. So that area I'm really going to have to do some interceding and praying. But Father God is wanting us to be able to understand how to release things in the atmosphere as He give us things to pray and to cover on our behalf. And so when we release things in the atmosphere through prayer, He's able to position in any situation or circumstance to be in our favor. And so when He said that there's many things to release into the atmosphere, change must come to those I have put into position to overturn systems of corruption. And so basically He's saying that He's putting key people into place. And as we're praying and interceding in this area for exposure over the systems, for Father God to be able to place people in key positions within the systems, that He's able to operate how He needs to. And this is how He's calling us to pray and release things in the atmosphere as it pertains to the economy. He's still focusing in that area, and so evidently that this area of the systems of the United States, or the systems of the world even, economics have a lot to do with how things are moved from city to city or place to place. And so with these things, and how things are released, how monies are released, how things are purchased and bought, how monies are spent, economics is was not my strong uh, point in school, and it still isn't, because I'm still at awe with God saying about the Adobe books. I'm thinking, how am I going to find out that information? So it gives me a little bit of a chance to dig into the economy and economics even more, to get the understanding about the systems and the revenue when it comes to how uh, uh, things are spent on what, and whatever that looks like. I'm not trying to get into all of that, but basically I'm just saying that Father God is asking us to continue to pray over um, the economy and over the systems of the economy, such as I know there was something I had pulled up when I was looking up the economic systems, and it's basically over labor, land, and capital. And so these three areas, labor, land, and capital, are some key points to pray and cover. Um, as we're going into this next few days and few weeks, Father God is going to release some more things, because we're coming into this area uh, of where we will see a bigger picture of how things are falling apart when it comes to the stock market and the housing market. There's so many stories and so many things that you can go and read about how the housing market is failing miserably. And so I think that's just part of it. That's the tip, the tipping point. It's not the iceberg all in itself falling. It's the tipping point of the iceberg. And so as these things are being explained, as he's releasing bits and pieces to pray, one of the key things that we have to understand is prayer. Excuse me. Prayer is how everything comes to play. Everything comes into existence. Everything comes into realization through prayer. And so he's given us key things. He's speaking tidbits of areas that we need to cover in prayer. And it's for specific reasons for things to fall into place. When he was praying about, what he's praying about, Lord, when he asked us to pray about exposure over the greed in economics or in the economy, those particular whether it be large corporations or those that have that are very wealthy, that are putting their monies into the economy, whatever that looks like. He's asking us to pray about exposure. So there's certain key points that we have to continue to bring out. We can't stop praying. Prayer is to release things into the atmosphere, and you have to continue to pray that thing into existence until it manifests. Like, for instance, praying over Miami. Now, the things in Miami hasn't happened yet, and I'm not for sure when they're going to happen. But my post is to continue praying over the infrastructure of Miami, where there's corrosion in areas of Miami where it would cause the collapse of buildings and lives lost. So this is an area where Father God has had me praying for quite some time, at least the last 3 months. And so as he's showing me how to cover a particular situation or circumstance, we cover it in prayer. We continue to cover it. We continue to cover that until it breaks. Once it breaks, we will be able to have confirmation through things that's going on around us. Prayer is when prayer is answered, we see the manifestation of the answered prayer. Then we know that we can go into praying over something else. The reason why we don't see things happen in our lives is because we don't labor in prayer. And I can tell you some stories about laboring in prayer. And one of them I'm going to have to give about my prayer. I have a food truck, and my prayer for, I didn't have any money to pay for the things for the food truck, and so I began to pray. And I'm gonna give how God answered the prayer is amazing, and I'm not going to speak about it right now, but that's going to be something I will uh, have to release here in the near future. But let me close out because I didn't want to be on here long. So we see what Father God is still saying about this storm of the economic fallout. He's still speaking about that. He's still giving us things to pray over. And be praying for me that I get a better understanding of the Adobe, because when he gave me that, I'm like, Lord, I don't know how to. So I started looking and digging into different areas about the when he said, and I'm on the wrong page here, sorry. He said about focus on revenue in the form of Adobe books. So I wasn't for sure about that, and I'm still looking at it. I'm still googling and going through different areas to get a bigger picture of what Father God is trying to show me, so that in my prayer time, as I'm releasing things into the atmosphere, I could be on point as I need to be. So that's the word for today. I thank you for listening. I ask that you like, subscribe, and share my videos so that we can get others to come and join in with us in this move to pray and to keep on task and on point with what God is doing and how he's doing it and where he's taking us step at a time. So I thank you. I pray that you have a blessed Friday, a great Friday. And until the next video, just be blessed in the name of Yeshua.